Student and Parent Rights in Special Education by Justy, Lauren, Bleda, Jacqueline, and Rachel. The objective of our presentation is to provide parents with the information to be knowledgeable about their rights, the rights of their child in special education, and give parents the tools to become an advocate for their child in many diverse situations relating to English language learners, inclusion, foster care, assistive technology, early intervention, and general special education rights to meet all parent and student needs. Why are some of these topics important to know? Well, rights of children with limited English proficiency is something that's known but not as much as it should be. All people have the right to free language assistance, such as translated documents. It's important for parents to understand that they have rights to services in their own language. Students also have rights to assessments in their native language and bilingual evaluators. Parents understand information best when it's in their native language and can therefore make the best decisions for their child when they're hearing the information in a way they can most understand. Children are best evaluated in their native language because they understand it the best, and we're trying to determine how well these students learn and what services they may need. We want to know their full capabilities. Inclusion rights for students. All students with disabilities have the right to an inclusive environment, or what's known as the least restrictive environment. Basically, what we're trying to do here is get students put into a generalized education classroom as much as possible. The value of with as much as possible without interfering with their education plan. The value of a child's equality is important, and students in inclusive classrooms have been linked to higher academic performances. All children are different, and parents should be aware of the rights their child is eligible for. Continuing on with inclusion, in 50 studies, special education students in an inclusive setting consistently had higher academic achievement than their fellow segregated peers. At Johns Hopkins University, they incorporated a program called Success for All, where they looked at their effectiveness of inclusion. The results were fascinating, and only 4% of their fourth graders were held back compared to control schools that had a whopping different 31% held back. Access to the least restrictive environment isn't just an option, it's a very important right and can significantly benefit a child's academic success. The Rights of Foster Children. Every Student Succeeds Act contains key provisions to promote educational stability and success for students in foster care. These are important rights to know about because children and youth in foster care represent one of the most vulnerable student subgroups in this country, and there can be students with special needs in that group as well. Children in foster care don't always have the advocates they need, so this is a very important act to be aware of. Assistive technology rights. Assistive technology rights are important because most parents, teachers, and service providers at the K-12 level are not as informed about the potential and availability of adaptive technology accommodations as they could be. Because students are entitled to a free and appropriate public education, otherwise known as a FAPE, a parent may request for an adaptive technology specialist to come and evaluate the student's need for assistive technology, and that is a right that they do have. Early intervention laws. So we aren't just talking about school-age children. We're talking about promoting the best opportunities for all children. So all eligible infants and toddlers from ages birth to 2 have the right to early intervention services as well. It's also known as AZIP. A child is considered to be developmentally delayed when he or she has not reached 50% of their developmental milestones. So if your child is not meeting all of their developmental milestones, contact AZIP and they can figure out if they need extra assistance or not. Under general rights and laws, parents have the right to know about the components that make up the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, and they should. They should also know how long their children will be getting services. Once parents know about their rights, they can further their knowledge about other programs that can improve their child's life as well. Alright, let's take some time to reflect. We have an awesome Quizlet link here that gives you options to work with flashcards, writing, testing, matching, even a gravity game. They say the best way to pick up information is to interact with it in 3 different ways. So right now you're listening, you're looking, and now we're going to interact and play a little game. Let's see, student and parent rights and special education. So over here we have a learn option, flashcards, writing, spelling, testing, matching, gravity games, and quite a few different definitions for special education. So I would recommend you go through those and take advantage of the opportunity to learn some new things. Pull this back up here. We also have an opportunity for reflection of your learning by taking a self-check quiz. You go to SurveyMonkey and you type in this link right here. It'll take you to a survey and it'll ask you about 10 questions to test your knowledge that we've talked about so far, just to make sure you're retaining all of the important information. Alright, continuing with our reflections, we do have a couple Jeopardy games. These both have a variety of different questions. We'll click on the first one here, see what it brings us up for. Team 1 or one team, we'll start. So we have different categories. We have policies and laws, very important information, good to know for your children. And then special ed categories, because there are quite a few different ways that students can qualify for special education. Let's do 300 in our middle column of special ed categories as a practice question. A developmental disability significantly affecting verbal and nonverbal communication and social interaction. Think you know what it is? That's right, what is autism? So this is just a great way for you to, again, interact with the information in a fun and friendly learning way, just so you can become a little more familiar. Alright, pulling this back up. Like I said, we've got 2 different Jeopardy games, so feel free to come back and take your time interacting with that. Now we have some more strategies and resources. We have parents' rights videos in both English and Spanish right here. And on that link and website, it's meant for the Department of Education for the state of Georgia. Now, I understand we are in Arizona, although this website is so rich in content and information for parents that they can use to help them base their questions and concerns off of. That's generalized and not just for the state of Georgia. And once they have gathered the information, they may take it back to their child's individualized education program or individualized family service plan team to have their questions answered with the correct information for the state of Arizona. So it's a good starting base point. Now, our assistive technology fact sheet next for the state of Georgia offers parents insight as to what assistive technology devices are, which are the same in all of the states, what assistive technology services are, facts parents should know about assistive technology, tips for families with students who may need and benefit from assistive technology devices and services. Now our link for assistive technology under the Department of Education for the state of Arizona here provides a definition of assistive technology devices and services, a resource guide divided into sections regarding reading, writing, math, and spelling, as well as listening, oral communication, activities for daily living, pre-vocational and vocational mobility, positioning, and seating. One awesome feature is located underneath the resource guides. Let's click on this. It's going to take us to our resource guide right here. So underneath the resource guide is an AT Access program. This program allows parents to try a variety of assistive technology devices and services through a loan for their child with disabilities. The program offers the consumer the opportunity to borrow the device for 2 weeks at a time with no fee or cost, just so they can kind of get used to seeing if they like it or not. If the student and his family or her family like the device, they may proceed to check out the device for a greater amount of time through the program policy. This is a great way to test out the different variety of devices that may help a child meet their specific needs without having to pay tons of money or waste precious time. So moving back to our other links, the guide for parents with children with special needs is specialized for parents of children with special needs residing in the state of Georgia. But the guide also includes more generalized in regards to states, concise information for parents that specifies what the evaluation process is, the right to review their child's records, what a least restrictive environment is, what the state may offer a child who is in foster care or orphan, participation rights, the parent's rights to a mediation or hearing if they disagree with the plans the school has for their child, and further contacts parents may address if they have further questions or concerns. So while this a few of these sites are meant for other states besides Arizona, They were created for those states. The information on them, for the most part, is generalized and can be used for all of the states, and it is a really great resource. All right. The link to the Department of Education for the state of Arizona offers parents easy access to information just for them. So if we go on this first link here, the information under the Parent and Student tab up here at the top, located at the top of the homepage, under Student Support, content contains a plethora of information regarding what school offers what services, parents and student rights, the laws and regulations for the state of Arizona, program support and monitoring, as well as special projects. A few last bits of information that we found super helpful from this website include side tabs over here for parents to understand special education, what resources the Department of Education offers within the state of Arizona that are not affiliated with the ADE, and lastly, that the ADE offers a parent's guide titled Traveling the Special Education Highway. This guide is very much like the guide the Department of Education for the state of Georgia provides. So checking out our next link. Raising Special Kids serves families of Arizona raising children with disabilities and special health care needs since 1979. The website offers a unique For Families tab. Oh, oops, over here we have the Special Education Highway. There we go, our For Families tab. Right over here. Which is divided, and it's divided into 4 sections. We have workshops and trainings, we have resources, we have programs and services, and what to expect as a parent raising a child with disabilities. The Programs and Services tab offers, the Programs and Services tab offers parents access to a link which directs parents to how to obtain services for their child, offers IEP partners for their parents so that they may be trained to become advocates for their child, steps of what an IFSP and IEP meeting includes, and transitions helping from early intervention to special education in elementary, then to middle school, then to high school, and lastly transitioning to adulthood. Let's back up here. In the video over here we have in the bottom right corner, Arizona Advocate talks about Arizona child success stories in Arizona schools. Kim Yamamoto is a 12-year experienced advocate who dedicates her time to help families all over the state of Arizona by representing them in IEP meetings. Students with learning disabilities such as autism, ADHD, Asperger's, Down syndrome, and more may often find themselves in situations in which they may not be suitable to meet their learning and developmental needs. Kim explains in the video that unfortunately, because parents may not understand or may not have the knowledge that members of an IEP team do have, they cannot advocate for their child. Fortunately, when parents contact advocates such as Kim, she will join the IEP team meeting, and her presence will make an impact as to change or modify the child's IEP. Kim does not wage war with the IEP team, but because she is so collaborative, she can make sure that the IEP team creates a plan for the child concerning their specific needs, to ensure that the child's interests are put first and that the parents' concerns are heard. When parents feel like they may voice their opinion through an experienced advocate or partner, a weight is lifted off their shoulders, and they may find comfort in knowing that the plan is right for their child. Raising Special Kids offers an advocate or partner to parents in the state of Arizona. For more information on how to obtain a partner, parents may go to raisingspecialkids.org. Kim Yamamoto also has her own website called autismspeaks.org. Her office is located in the Glendale area, but she is willing to come down to meet you and your family's IEP team to begin working collaboratively in order to find effective solutions for you and your child. Tabs on her website offer parents information regarding apps and technology, support teams, resources and guides, non-English resources, community outreaches, how parents may get involved not only in their child's education but for the state of Arizona, more advocates, research, where and how professionals will screen your child, toolkits, and Kim's guide that includes all of this information up to date. So that really is quite the resource of information. And then we have the video from Kim down here. If you have a moment, you can click on and watch that. It does have her contact information down there at the bottom. In conclusion, rights are one of the most challenging processes to navigate in the special education system for parents and students. Knowing what to expect and what services your child is entitled to can be a very confusing matter, but you're not alone. Becoming an advocate for them is a big job to take on, but researching these resources can help alleviate the stress while ensuring your child is getting the services they need. Diverse students also are their own special topic, and we have included them in this presentation. There are many different additional rights and services their child may be eligible for, whether they are infants, emerging bilinguals, or in foster care. And then please take a time to submit a Google feedback form for us. We appreciate that you're viewing this presentation and choosing to further your knowledge on the rights for parents and children with of special ed or with special needs. We would appreciate your thoughts by responding to our feedback form below. We hope you enjoyed our presentation. And here are our references. Thank you.